How's it going, guys? Chris Hart here, Sold Out Servant. Today we'll be discussing a video on renting versus home ownership.
Sold out servants, and you know we've been working. We serving, we earning. The watches is hurting. Serve to earn, baby. What you know about leadership? Start small, build up. Takes a team to win a championship. Big heart, but it started with Chris. Seen a lot when it comes to this biz. Don't serve, don't earn. They gotta shift keys to be a capitalist. Sold out servants.
Today's topic may be a little taboo amongst other groups because I don't want to upset my followers, subscribers who are real estate agents, but today I want to give you some facts and some details. I'll give you a different perspective when it comes to renting versus home ownership, guys. I've always been told that, hey, Chris, if you rent, you're throwing money away. What are you doing? You got to get a house, guys. I can recall back in 2006, 2007, guys. I'm in my early 20s, and I've been renting for about a year or so. And my mom, dad, friends, family are saying, man, Chris, you got to stop renting. You got to get a home ownership. I know I got to buy a house. I got to buy a house, right? Guys, I'm young. I'm making $65K, $60K a year. I'm out there looking for homes. I get pre-approved for a house. This is right before 07, 08. So you know where I'm going here. I'm looking at condos in Southern California. I'm in a city called Highland, California. Highland, right? Not the best, not a bad city, not the best city, but my first purchase, man, looking at a condo, starter up, not bad at all, right? So looking for houses, they're going for about 180, 190 in the market. And I get pre-approved. I'm looking, I don't find anything. But I gotta buy, guys, because buying is the American dream, home ownership. And something told me just don't do it. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna rent one more year. Well, we all know what took place in 07, 08. Housing market bubble burst. Those same condos I was gonna buy were worth $65,000 now, right? Now, that was my experience. You may experience something totally opposite where you bought a house and within 3, 4, 5 years, equity shot up, you sold the home, made some money. But today, guys, we'll be comparing both sides of the coin. So looking at renting, what are some of the pros and cons to renting and some of the pros and cons to home ownership, right? So renting, you can move without penalty once the lease is done. I like the flexibility of renting, guys. I'm a renter right now. We relocated from California to Maryland. We came to a city called Pasadena, Maryland. We said, okay, cool, let's get here into the area, learn the area. We'll buy eventually, but we want to rent to have flexibility. I own a business that can take me to any state or any county at any given time. So why do I want to own right now in my life? The next thing, however, you're a landlord. So I have another bad experience here with this, right? So the con is this. I have a friend who was renting a home at one point in time. They had been there for a couple of years. At some point in time, the owner said, hey, you got 3 months to get out. Huh? Yeah, we're selling the house. Okay, so they've been there for a couple of years. Kids are established in schools in that area. They were renting a house. They were told to get out the house within 90 days. That's tough, right? So not having that stability there can be a con for renting. You're throwing money away. You're throwing money away. What are you doing renting? You're throwing money away. Someone's getting rich off of you. You probably heard before, right? Well, you have to live somewhere, right? So are you throwing money away renting? You're not throwing money away renting. You have to pay a price at some point in time, whether you're renting or you're owning. So contrary to popular belief, you're not throwing money away when you're renting. And then repairs are taken care of for you by the owner. Guys, yeah, we have a townhouse here, and whenever a problem happens, guys, replace. Guys, I had a story one time. I was renting an apartment, and the light bulb went out. Right, the light bulb went out. My wife said, "Hey, they'll take care of that for us." I said, "Babe, the light bulb? That's on us, right?" No, call maintenance. Hey, what's up, maintenance? How you doing? The light bulb in the bathroom went out. Oh, we'll take care of it for you. The light bulb? All right, thanks. Appreciate that. Right? So think about the cost you're saving there. I know it's a light bulb. It's not nothing big in cost, but guys, from light bulbs to our washing machine and dryer one time had flooded the entire first floor of our townhome that was taken care of by the owners. Save me money there, right? So looking at home ownership here, home ownership brings you stability and peace of mind in a sense of community. You're in a community, you plan on being here long term. Your kids are in school there. There's good schools in the county area. You're like, hey, this is where we are going to plant our flag. That may be a lifestyle choice. Some people have not decided where they want to plant a flag yet. They're living somewhere for a year or two. They're not sold on that state or that county or that job. But if you're saying, man, Chris, I'm pretty sold on where I'm going to live. This is the city I want to live the rest of my life. I have a stable job. My wife's working here. The kids love the community, the school, their friends. We are living here forever, right? At least the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Then home ownership makes a lot of sense for that individual. Real estate is a illiquid asset. It's not very liquid, right? So this is crazy about it. You may not be able to sell the house when you want to. I've been told that, hey, Chris, build assets, build assets, build assets, all right? Home ownership is an asset. Not necessarily. You're living in that home. Is it an asset? It's not, right? It's a cost associated with paying the mortgage every single month. And you're not guaranteed to be up with equity when you choose to exercise a sale on that home. So it's not always a guarantee there. Overall cost of ownership is actually more expensive than renting. Look at some of the costs here, right? You got property taxes. You got trash pickup, water and sewage. You've got repairs and maintenance. You've got pest control. Yes, pest control. My wife hates bugs. Wherever we live, we buy, I got to pay a reoccurring fee to have someone come out and spray, right? Tree trimming, insurance, flood insurance, earthquake insurance, right? If you're in California, earthquake insurance, flood insurance in certain places. If you're in New Orleans, you better have flood insurance, right? And so those are all costs associated with ownership that your realtor may not talk about much. Why? Because at the end of the day, this is a business, and real estate is a big business in our country. Next, mortgage interest is the biggest throwaway expense you have out there. They say when you're renting, you're throwing away money. Okay, cool. Well, I'm paying for a mortgage. Now, like most Americans, if I'm buying a house, this is my biggest purchase I've ever made before. So I don't have the cash for it. So I'm financing a home. Financing a home. I'm not buying a home cash. And most Americans go out there and get a 30-year fixed mortgage. So 30-year mortgage, they're paying for mortgage expenses and finance charges on the front end of that loan. Here's an example of that, right? Mortgage interest here. Let's just say you had a 100K loan. 100K loan at 4% interest over 30 years. It would cost you over $71,000 in interest going to the bank for a $100,000 loan. $71,000 in interest going to the bank. Now, you can recoup that cost if you itemize deductions on taxes as a write-off, but you're still paying interest for that. Unless you're saying, Chris, I can go out there and get a 15-year fixed mortgage. I'm good, 20-year fixed mortgage, and you cut the cost a bit there. But most Americans I know are looking at financing, getting pre-approved for a 30-year mortgage. You're paying the bank to borrow money. You're still borrowing. You're in debt there. You don't own the house. The bank owns the home. So you're probably saying, Chris, you're being kind of biased here. I mean, you're being kind of aggressive here, right? I'm just giving you a perspective that I have as a business owner who's relocated from California to Maryland, who wants flexibility from my point of view. This is not a one size fits all. This is my opinion, right? With some facts behind me. So key points here, right? Renting offers flexibility, guys. Predictable expenses. You know exactly what you're paying. You have to worry about the roof having a problem next month or there being a flood or an earthquake. You know exactly what you're paying when it comes to expenses for renting. That may be beneficial for someone who's on a fixed budget, who's relocating for work, who is flexible, right? Next, ownership offers a tax deduction. If you itemize your taxes, it offers a tax deduction there. That's there for someone to write off the interest on their mortgage. That's a plus there, right? It's not a crazy amount, but it helps out a bit. Contrary to popular belief, right? Renting doesn't mean you're throwing money away. Key points. You're not throwing money away when you're renting. Because most people feel that buying a home is an asset. It just isn't an asset unless you rent a home. Like, I've heard from wealthy individuals that you rent where you live and you own what you rent. You rent where you live and you own what you rent. Isn't that crazy? And so most successful business owners like the flexibility of going from here to here. They may lease or rent a house. They're here for 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. They go from this town to this town to this city, but they own rental properties that are renting out. That's an asset. You're getting a cash flow is coming into your house when you own a house and you're renting it out. That's totally different. We're talking about living in the house that I purchased, not owning homes and renting it out, guys. So in conclusion, if you think I'm biased, you're saying, Chris, you're being kind of aggressive. Here's what I would say, guys. Home ownership is a beautiful thing. It was sold to us as an American dream, which it is for many families. But as times change, as more millennials and Gen Zs live closer to towns and cities and sky rises and condominiums, the old school way of, hey, move to the suburbs, buy a house, get a 30-year mortgage, it's kind of going away. So as we adapt in this society based off of our needs, here's what I would tell you. Don't let anyone guilt you in what you're doing. If home ownership is right for you, go purchase a home. Be at peace with what you're doing. If you're saying, man, Chris, I don't want to own a home right now. That big old debt and the liability of that and the commitment, I don't know where I'm going to land. Then rent. You're not throwing money away, guys. So that being said, guys, today's video was brought to you by myself, Chris Hart, Sold Out Servant here. And guys, I'll tell you this right now. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share this content. Thank you.